שירו לאדוני, ברכו שמו, בסכו מיום ליום ישועתו. שירו לאדוני שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני ברכו שמו, בסכו מיום ליום ישועתו. ספרו בגויים כבודו, לכל העמים נפלאותיו, כי גדול אדוני ומהולל מאוד, נורא הוא על כל אלוהים. שירו לאדוני שיר חדש,
Okay. Can you hear me? Huh. Okay, there we go. Well, Shabbat Shalom, everyone. We have some very young friends, some medium young friends, and some forever young friends here with us today. You pick your category. We're going to start our service with Hine Matov. If you need the words, they're on page 10. Otherwise, you can sing with us. To page 170 for a reading to set the tone for our morning of worship together. May my life be one link in a chain of goodness. As I say the prayers of my ancestors, help me to recall their devotion and faithfulness, their joy and suffering, which are in every word. Holiness is my heritage. May I be worthy of it. We read together. May our tradition live in me and pass from me to generations I shall never know, enriched by the truth that I have found and the good deeds I have done. So may I fulfill my task on earth and receive my blessing. And when the service ends and the prayers have ceased, help me to bring their spirit into the world in which I live. May I love God above all and my neighbor as myself and be a living witness to the truth that never changes. On page 172, we sing Matovu. Of our service, we like to give thanks for our bodies, our physical, that we are strong, that we are healthy, more or less, that we are here today with our hearts and our souls ready to pray. So join us on page 173 for Asher Yatzar. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe. With divine wisdom you have made our bodies, combining veins, arteries, and vital organs into a finely balanced network. Wondrous maker and sustainer of life, were one of them to fail, how well we are aware, we would lack the strength to sustain life before you. Blessed are you, Adonai, source of our health and strength. Baruch atah Adonai, rofeh kol basar, mafli la'asot. Page 174. Elohai neshama shenatata b'tehorahi. Elohai neshama shenatata b'tehorahi. Elohai neshama shenatata b'tehorahi. Elohai neshama shenatata b'tehorahi.
On page 180, we think of all of the things that we have available to us, the things that we do without any reward, things that our Talmud says we should be doing. Together, Elu Devarim in English. These are things that are limitless, of which a person enjoys the fruit of the world, while the principle remains in the world to come. They are honoring one's father and mother, engaging in deeds of compassion, arriving early for study morning and evening, dealing graciously with guests, visiting the sick, providing for the wedding couple, accompanying the dead for burial, being devoted in prayer, and making peace among people. But the study of Torah encompasses them all. On page 195, we rise for the Baruch Hu.
Baruch Hu et Adonai
We continue on page 196 as we join together in the English of Yotzer Or. The world is sunlight, restoring the soul, rejoicing the heart, bringing light to the eyes, more welcomed than gold, a Torah from heaven. I have no light to give the morning. My Torah, my special human gift, is words. As I bring my words forth from silence, welcome them, you who redeems the sun from darkness. Baruch atah Adonai, Yotzer HaMeorot. Page 200, we join together in Shema. If you want, you can close your eyes or cover your eyes for the words of Shema. So we use that word Shema here. Listen and focus on that sense.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. You may be seated as we continue chanting. On page, where is that? The single page throws me off sometimes. On page 201. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha v'chol levavcha uv'chol nafshecha uv'chol me'odecha ve'hayu ha'devarim ha'ela asher anochi mitzavecha hayom alevavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha v'veitecha uv'laktecha v'terech uv'shokmecha uv'kumecha ukshartam le'ot ayadecha v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha uksavtam Amezuzot beitecha uvisharecha leman tiskeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'yitem kedoshim leloechem Ani Adonai Elohechem Asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liolachem Elohim Ani Adonai Elohechem Emet.
Page 203, we join together with the wonderful voices of our congregants. Sing the song of men and women, join in understanding and respect, the song of God's miracles, an earth protected and cherished, a gift for our children and the generations to come, the song of a land once ravished by war, now quiet and content, her soldiers home to leave no more, the song of a world redeemed, the song of peace. 204, our song of freedom. Feel free to get up and dance, rock out. If you need extra shakers, we always have more.
Yisrael, ופדחנו בך יהודה וישראל, גואלנו אדוני צבאות שמו, קדוש ישראל, ברוך אתה אדוני. God Yisrael. Even I can't sing that low. We rise for the tefillah on page 205. Adonai sipatai tiftach ufi agitei batecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanara, El Elyon, V'mel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei Hakol, V'zocher Chasei Ahava V'imahot, U'mevi Geula Livnei V'neihem, Le'ma'an Shemo V'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshiach U'Magin, Baruch atah Adonai, Magid Avraham, Ezrat Sarah, Atah Gimor Le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh HaKol Atarav Le'Hoshia, Mashiv HaRuach U'Marin HaGashem, Mechakel Chayim B'Chesed, Mechayeh HaKol Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim V'Rofei Cholim, U'Matir Asurim, U'Mekayem Emunato, Lishenei Afar, Micha Mocha Bal Gevurot, ממית מחיה ומצמיח ישועה ונאמנת על החיות הכל ברוך אתה אדוני מחיה הכל. On the bottom of page 208, we continue with the Kedusha. Nekadesh et shimcha ba'olam Keshem shemakdishim oto bishmei maram kakatuv al yad nevi'acha v'karazel zev amar Kadosh, Kadosh, Kadosh Adonai Tzevaot Melo kol haaretz Kivodo Adir Adirinu Adonai Adoninu Vadir Shimcha b'chol haaretz Baruch Kivod Adonai Mimkomo Echadu Eloheinu Hu Avinu Hu Malkeinu Moshienu ve'chu yashmienu ve'rachamav le'nei kol chai Ani Adonai Elohechem Yimloch Adonai le'olam Elohai Yitzion le'dor v'dor Hallelujah Dor v'dor nagiga olecha u'netzach netzachin kedushatcha naktish Mashiachcha Eloheinu mifinu lo yamush le'olam va'ed Baruch atah Adonai ha'el hakadosh.
You may be seated. On page 210, we join together in the words of the Shamru as we celebrate Shabbat and having this time together. Please feel free to use your shakers.
It's exciting. Oh, my microphone is not staying still this morning. It's not doing what it needs to do. What? Maybe. That Shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat Ma'asat et ha-Shabbat V'torot ha-berit olam That Shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat Ma'asat et ha-Shabbat V'torot ha-berit olam Beini u'bein Israel, Oti le'olam, Oti le'olam. Teshamru b'nei Israel, et ha-Shabbat, la'asat et ha-Shabbat, לדורות המריץ העולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני, את השמיים ואת הארץ תשמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורות המריץ העולם וביום השביעי שבת וינפש שבת וינפש שבת וינפש
have a prayer that comes in this next section called Modim, and it gives us the opportunity to be thankful and to say thanks to God, but we also want to be thankful for all the things around. So turn to somebody next to you and share with them something you are thankful for. Okay, turn and share. Awesome. So we will come together on page 214, and we're going to do that last line of Hebrew to just show God how much we are thankful. It's actually the last two lines there, right? To say how thankful we are. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha lecha na'eh lehodot. Wonderful. On the bottom of page 216, we have a prayer for peace that I think is really special. And I'd like us to do that together. And then we'll do the last line, our Hatima, on page 217. So together, oh God, may we never become complacent, faltering in our effort to build a world of peace. Let the nations know and understand that justice and right are better than dominion and conquest. May all come to see that it is not by might nor by power, but by your spirit that life prevails. Baruch atah Adonai, hamivarech et amo Yisrael, b'shalom. Oh, so, yes.
What?
Yes.
Yes.
219.
We sing a song for peace, oh say shalom. Oh say shalom, Hivroma. Uya say shalom aleinu. Le'amo Yisrael. Ve'imru amin. Yahaseh shalom. Yahaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yahaseh shalom. Yahaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yahaseh shalom. Yahaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yahaseh shalom. Yahaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yahaseh shalom. Yahaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Sorry about that, everyone. Well, we're going to tell a special Hanukkah story. If you'd like to come forward and sit with us.
Put our shakers back. Adults, I trust you.
No.
But everybody else, if you want to put your shakers back.
To the side because they've been licking them and stuff.
Yeah.
They need to be, unless we deodorize the entire.
He usually does.
So if your mom and dad say it's okay, Billy's gonna help you pick a lollipop as we tell our story. Okay, this is one of my favorite Hanukkah stories. I was thinking maybe a scary Hanukkah story, but I think today we'll just go for a nice Hanukkah story, and this is called The Borrowed Hanukkah Latkes. See if you can figure out who's gonna borrow latkes from whom. That was for you, Woody. Okay. Whom? What? It's a thriller. It's actually a very sweet story. Okay. Rachel hopped on one foot, then the other. It was the last night of Hanukkah, and all the relatives were coming. Papa got out extra plates. Mama flipped latkes left and right. Here, she gave Rachel a latke. Tell me if it's any good. You think the latkes were good? Rachel took a bite. Mama's potato latkes weren't just good. They were like taking a little trip straight up to heaven. The phone rang and Mama wiped her hands on her apron. Hello, Miriam? Oh, your Aunt Tilly. Sure, she can come. And her 7 grandchildren. Of course, I'll have plenty of latkes, don't worry. Mama got off the phone and shook her head. 8 more people. Rachel bounced in the chair. That makes 17, including us. Mama held her head. 17 people in this tiny house, and less than an hour until they come. Papa, get more dishes down. Rachel, get more potatoes from the cellar. I was right. Rachel raced downstairs, grabbed the potato sack, and raced back up. Mama opened the sack. Only 3 little potatoes. That's what's left, said Rachel. Oi, Mama smacked her forehead. You like that? This is bad. It's too late to go to the store. Maybe we can borrow some from Mrs. Greenberg, said Rachel. No, Mama shook her head. It wouldn't be right. She's all alone. Every year I invite her, she won't come. She thinks she'd be a bother, but she always says, if you need anything, just let me know. Well, okay. She's got a heart of gold, but she's as stubborn as an ox. Maybe she'll come if we borrow her potatoes, said Rachel. Good idea, said Mama. Quick, go ask. Rachel raced next door. Mrs. Greenberg's house was always clean and tidy, like its face was just scrubbed and its blouse was tucked in, while Rachel's house always looked like it was still in its pajamas and hadn't yet brushed its hair. So great. Rachel knocked. The door swung open. Well, look who's here. Come in, come in. When Mrs. Greenberg smiled, it was with her whole face. Rachel stepped inside. Everything was still. It didn't seem much like Hanukkah, except for the menorah with candles waiting. Sit down, I don't charge extra, Mrs. Greenberg winked. Rachel shook her head. I can't stay. Mama's making latkes. Can we borrow some potatoes? Borrow? Mrs. Greenberg frowned. No. She rushed off and soon returned with a big sack. Here, don't borrow. I don't want them back. You should all eat them in good health. Thank you, said Rachel. And now, please come. We want you with us. Aw. Mrs. Greenberg was silent, so silent you could hear the walls listening. You could hear the rug holding its breath. Rachel, dear, she finally said, your mama has enough tumult without me. All those latkes, all that work. I know how it is. Years ago, every Hanukkah, my house was filled with people too, but those days are long gone. She smoothed down her apron. Now go home and have a happy Hanukkah. Rachel dragged her feet home and she set the sack on the counter. Wonderful, said Mama. Not so wonderful, said Rachel. Mrs. Greenberg won't come. Didn't I tell you, said Mama. She's a heart of gold, but she's as stubborn as an ox. Now quick, get the rest of the eggs for the latkes. Rachel looked in the refrigerator. There aren't any left. Oi, Mama smacked her forehead. This is bad. Rachel nodded. I'll go ask Mrs. Greenberg. No, Mama shook her head. It's not right. We have to, said Rachel, and now she'll have to come. Rachel ran over. Can I borrow some eggs? Borrow, Mrs. Greenberg shook her finger at Rachel. She handed her a carton of eggs. Don't borrow. Use them in good health. Thank you, said Rachel. And now, please, come for Hanukkah. Thanks anyway, said Mrs. Greenberg, but honestly, I'm more comfortable right here in my own house. Back at home, Rachel set the eggs on the counter. Mrs. Greenberg still won't come. Maybe I'll take her some latkes. I know. Don't, said Mama. No one wants to eat Hanukkah latkes alone. That minute, the doorbell rang. Aunts, uncles, and cousins poured in, all hugging, kissing, laughing, and crowding around. But when it was time to eat, no one sat down. There weren't enough chairs. Oh no, I'll get some crates from the cellar, said Papa. What was Papa thinking? To sit on crates and eat latkes? Wait, said Rachel. I have an idea. She ran straight to Mrs. Greenberg's house. Can we borrow some chairs? Of course, take what you need. One by one, Rachel carried the chairs to Mrs. Greenberg's front door. Then she just stopped. Oh, I just thought. But no, I shouldn't ask for anything else. Ask, said Mrs. Greenberg. Whatever it is, I want you to have it. All right, said Rachel. We need room for all these chairs. Room? What do you mean room? Asked Mrs. Greenberg. Rachel tried not to smile. You have lots of room. Mrs. Greenberg looked at Rachel. You mean your guests should come and sit in my house? That would be nice, said Rachel. Mrs. Greenberg was quiet for a long time. So long, the walls got tired of waiting, and the rug couldn't hold its breath anymore. Finally, she spoke. Rachel, my dear, someday when you're an old lady like me, I hope you have a girl like you living right next door who's as smart and sweet as you. I'd love to have some company for Hanukkah. Rachel threw her arms around her. Mrs. Greenberg hugged her back. Rachel, you have a heart of gold, but did anyone tell you that you are as stubborn as an ox? Yeah, no, said Rachel, but thank you, and the same to you. Me, Mrs. Greenberg laughed. You're worse than me, Rachel. I didn't think it was possible. So everyone trooped over with plates full of latkes. Rachel marched over with 2 plates. Oh, one more page. She handed one to Mrs. Greenberg. Here they are, having Hanukkah. Here, said Rachel, don't borrow. Just eat them in good health. Yeah, I know. Isn't that such a sweet story? So you should come next Friday for Hanukkah. Hanukkah Shabbat, we're going to have latkes, which really need to be eaten together. We're going to light our Hanukkiyot. We're going to celebrate Hanukkah together. Whether it's with family or friends that are like family, it's always good to eat your latkes together. They taste much better that way. I know. All right, we are going to turn to page, thank you. We're gonna hold our microphone. No, I thank you. We're gonna turn to page 283, and I need some help. Actually, Rabbi Jurgen needs some help. Up on the bima, well, yes, opening the ark. So if you'd like to go up with Rabbi Jurgen and open the ark, it'd be very helpful. And we'll sing Aleinu on page 283. We're all going to go up. You're all going to go up.
And everyone can rise. Aleinu 283. Da, 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 da.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, l'teit gedula l'yotzer reshit, shehu sam chalkenu l'yachad et shemo, v'gohar aleinu l'amlik malchuto, v'anachnu korim, u'mishachavim u'modim, lifnei malach, malchei hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, v'namar, v'haya Adonai, le'melach al kol ha'aretz, v'yom ha'hu, yi'eh Adonai echad, u'shemo, echad. We're going to close our ark, and everyone can be seated.
As we turn to page 291 for our memorial meditation, we note with sadness the death of Sandra Wolf, mother of Kim Wolf and Jason Bishop, Lonnie and Lenora Wolf, and Barry Wolf, grandmother of Halen, Asher, and Siri Bishop, Rachel Wolf, and sister-in-law of Barbara Wolf, and aunt to numerous nieces, nephews, and cousins in the Wolf and Shadanoff families. Funeral service will be held at noon on Sunday, December 18th at Temple Beth-El Memorial Park Cemetery. We also note with sadness the death of Mark Rogo, husband of Moira Rogo, father of Elena, Gabriel, and Amy, and Kieran. Funeral service will be held at 1 p.m. on Friday, January 6th at Fort Sam Houston National Cemetery. We also note with sadness the death of Rose Kamen, mother of Temple Beth-El member Roy Kamen and Wayne Kamen. Funeral services will be held at 1 p.m. Friday, December 23rd at Temple Beth-El Memorial Park Cemetery. Our meditation by Rabbi Richard Levy. It is hard to sing of oneness when the world is not complete, when those who once brought wholeness to our life have gone, and not but memory can fill the emptiness their passing leaves behind. But memory can tell us only what we were, in company with those we loved. It cannot help us find what each of us alone must now become. Yet no one is really alone. Those who live no more echo still within our thoughts and words, and what they did is part of what we have become. We do best homage to our dead when we live our lives more fully, even in the shadow of our loss. For each of our lives is worth the life of the whole world, and each one is the breath of the ultimate one. In affirming the one, we affirm the worth of each one, whose life now ended, brought us closer to the source of life, in whose unity no one is alone, and every life finds purpose. Our thoughts turn now to those in our community and extended community who have died at this time in years past. As we mark their yard sites, we remember them. Jack Art, Norbert T. Auerbach, Blanche Barnett, Oscar Beck, Eleanor K. Benjamin, Joseph Berlowitz, Henrietta Blend, Dan C. Boone, Matthew Cervantes, Herbert Charles, Marilyn Charles, Judah Cohen, Jerry Cutler, Natalie Delkowitz, Jean Doherty, Beatrice Davis, Miriam Densky, Leonard Dietz, Sylvia Demetman, Miriam Eisner, Joseph Fink, Milton Fink, Carlton Foote, Pearl Frost, Sadie Glickenhaus, Etta Goldstein, Abraham Goodman, Joseph Gullion, Hilmer H. Hubaum, Edna S. Hollander, Mike Holliday, Ruth Friedman Callison, Samuel Kennedy, Isaac Kirschberg, Lena Kolodny, Elizabeth Korzeniowski, Dorothy Kressbach, Elaine Wolf-Kustoff, Henrietta Lang, Samuel Lauber, Alex Levinson, Barbara Wexner-Levy, Joseph Levy, William Lowe, Dennis McCune, Juliet Madden, Drew Michaels, Rebecca Miller, Ben Mitchell, Julie Freeman Novich, Julius Palins, Sanford Panitz, Frida Radinsky, Dorothy Ratner, Joe Rabinowitz, Bernard Rubin, Joe Rubin, Tilly Setlow, Leatrice Letty Simon, Estelle Waingar, Haruzi Wainshaw, Mina Waxberg, Saul Wolfson, and Joseph Ziskin. We also think of those who have been laid to rest in the past 30 days, whose family and friends are in a mourning period of shloshim. We remember Elaine Spanier, Anna Rado, Ephraim Graff, Marjorie Gernsbacher, and Linda Rogers. To all of these names, we add those which are in our hearts each and every day as we rise together as one community for Kaddish Yatom on page 294. Yitzgadal v'yitzkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divrach yerutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayachon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'v'yizman kariv v'imru, amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam u'mei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudasha brichu, Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru, amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. Osei shalom b'imromav, ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all Israel, to which we say, amen.
Our closing song, because Hanukkah is coming soon. Anyone know when Hanukkah's coming? Sunday. We're going to sing Oh Hanukkah, as it's said here, but tomorrow. It is. Where's Demetrius? He's down here. He asked me a question. He's like, when is it? It's on Sunday. I'm like, yeah, that's tomorrow. Yes, Hanukkah starts at sunset tomorrow. We have, if you're looking for the blessings, we have them actually posted on our website. They were linked in the weekly email, which came out on Thursday at 4 p.m. But we're going to turn to page 365 and sing Hanukkah, oh Hanukkah, or it says here, oh Hanukkah. Okay, ready? Ready? Hanukkah. That's going to be way too high, sorry. That was a misstep on my part. Okay.
But feel free to dance, use your
Please,
shakers.
use your shakers. That's going to sound better for me. Hanukkah, oh Hanukkah, come light the menorah. Let's have a party, we'll all dance the hora. Gather round the table, we'll give you a treat. Silly long to play with and latkes to eat. And while we are playing, the candles are burning low. One for each night they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. One for each night they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. Second verse. Hanukkah, oh Hanukkah, a festival of joy, a holiday, a jolly day. Every girl and boy spin the whirling dreidels all week long. Eat the sizzling latkes, sing a happy song. Now light them tonight, then the flickering candles in a row. We tell the wondrous story of God and all His glory, and dance by the candles' cheering glow. We tell the wondrous story of God and all His glory, and dance by the candles' cheering glow. Slight discrepancy from how I remember and how it's written here, but oh yeah, now you know second verse. All right, Shabbat Shalom. Almost Chag Urim Sameach. We're going to have Kiddush and Motzi in the hall, in the stall gallery. And then if you'd like to stick around and schmooze, we have some light refreshments, a light lunch to enjoy each other. So Shabbat Shalom.